Hello again, here we are for round 2, and we're going to play first. See if we can't get out of the gate quickly here. Oh, this is interesting. This requires us to draw land in order to be playable. Also requires us to draw 2 land in order to be very good. One of them needs to be a mountain. I don't know if a mulligan gets any better than this. This certainly is risky. I think a mulligan is equally risky, so... We have a bunch of bad draws, and we have a couple... Really just land or good draws. And we have 2 to see it. Okay, so let's do the math real quick. So we've got 16 land in the deck, so about half the deck just for ease of calculation purposes. We get 2 draws to draw land, so... It's 50-50-ish to draw 1 land, which means it's 25%. It's 50... So, sorry, the odds that we don't draw land are 50-50, and then, so it's 75% to draw 1 land, and 25% that we don't draw land. So I'm going to keep it. So 1 in 4 that we get punished. But I mean, some of those draws are also 2 drops that are not the worst. Alright, we got lucky. Obviously we'll lead with the Predator, because I'd like to save Fire Mantle Mage as like a finisher. No reason to play the island yet and tip our hand, so I'm just going to do this. But now we get to play the Vestige of Emrakul or the Firebird. Might just play the Vestige, actually. Or, sorry, the Firebird. We'll take our beats. Be interesting to see what the opponent plays here. Nothing, okay. This doesn't matter what land it is, right? No, but we need 6 mana to do it. If I play the Vestige now... here I'm going to play the island though, so if... Oh no, I guess we need like a blue plus Ugin's Insight in order to cast it. Just trying to figure out the sequencing here. So if we play the Vestige... We get in for 4, opponent goes to 16. Then we play the Firebird. I imagine the opponent has like Gideon's Reproach here. And they didn't do anything. And if they have Spell Shrivel, then I'd rather the Vestige get countered. So let's do that. We'll do Firebird next turn. Opponent goes to 16, and Vestige does a really good job of blocking too. Yeah, so we're going to get Spell Shriveled? Yeah. Okay, so that's fine. Glad we thought through that line though. Wow, 4 color? Perfect mana. Cozy Sentinel. I mean, we could get countered again, but... Are we really gonna... Oh no, okay, sweet. Here we might get Gideon's Reproached. Which is not bad, because if we draw land, we can start you know, we can get the recursion going with this thing. We can start looping it, so... Exert Influence would be bad. Okay, so they didn't get a 5th color, so maybe they're just 4 color converge. Opponent probably has to start blocking soon. This is Quarantine Field. Bring to Light, cast with 4 colors. Creature, instant, or sorcery. Oh, I wonder what they're getting for 4 adverse conditions? Okay. I mean, that seems not so great. I'll probably save this land, I think, because it powers up the Predator next turn. So here if I play the Sentinel, and then what happens if I just play the Fire Mantle Mage as well? Like, we're not getting any damage through. But then we can just do Stone Fury without having to also do... What happens if I play the Fire Mantle Mage? We have no other way to trigger this. But then we do get to Stone Fury something and get to attack with a bunch of stuff. Yeah, okay, so let's do that. This is the better use of our mana, even though we were saving this for a finisher. This lets us potentially loop this if we have to, or cast Stone Fury next turn without having to worry about trying to force through the damage with that guy. Cool. So 4-color Bring to Light. Very interesting, very interesting. Tightening Coils seems like it would be something that would be good. Incubator Drone to try to, like, just put the pressure on and just kind of get out a little faster. So we bring in like an Incubator Drone instead of... I'd like to punish them, and Ugin's Insight doesn't really punish them. Incubator Drone helps us get our fast stuff out faster. Could also look at like a Whiptail. Do we need a Tightening Coils? I assume they've got something big. A Tightening Coils would be good against. Maybe the Stonewaker comes out. Stonewaker comes out for a Tightening Coils. And then I think I need another island. So let's do that. Like, playing 4 colors leads me to believe that there's like lots of those flying converge cards. Alright, what does this look like? This is okay. I mean, we have Mist Intruder and Disguise Spawner, and we can play the Cataract if we really have to. So play Looming Spires first, and then Island, and then Cataract for Sky Spawner. I think that's the right sequence. Yeah, we'll keep it. This being here will help us if we flood out, for example. Fire Mantle Mage is okay. Again, I'd rather this guy be a finisher, but if we have to play him as a 2-2, then we have to play him as a 2-2. Mist Intruder, let's bounce off of each other forever. I will just block this all day. I don't care if he's got a combat trick. So opponent going for their natural connections here. I could potentially have a Spell Shrivel as well. So maybe I'll just play a Mist Intruder. Actually, I should have played it first. Because I want to attack, see if he'll block. I don't think he will. And then I want something back to block in case he does counter something, so I'll just skip my... Saving the Cascade as like a spell land now that I have so many untapped lands and I don't need double blue. So opponent didn't counter and didn't play Natural Connections. Okay. I mean, you got me, buddy. You got me. Ingest my whatever's on top. You got my Nettle Drone. Well, that's kind of unfortunate, but I mean, whatever. And Touch the Void, that's pretty cool here. So here I'm just going to Cascade that thing just to get the value out of it. And then I'll play the Sky Spawner. So this takes 7 mana effectively. It is good flood protection. Bring to light with 3 colors. Cool. What are we doing? Are we looking for a black source potentially? Oh, it plays his own Sky Spawner. So maybe I just Touch the Void that thing and get in for a bunch of damage. Or not a bunch of damage, just like 2 or 3. Kozilek Sentinel. Okay, let's think about this here real quick. We can go Kozilek Sentinel, blow up that. Actually, he might just trade it for a Mist Intruder, which is not too bad either. He might just trade it for a Sky Spawner, and then we can just Touch the Void this thing if we really wanted to. Alright, let's see what he's doing. You know what? I am just going to Touch the Void the Sky Spawner, actually. Well, no, I'm going to let him block. Wow, we got 2... Oh, we got Salvage Drone and a Royal Spell. That's pretty good. So if I play just Kozilek Sentinel, I guess, and then we'll consider what we want to Touch the Void after this. We'll take a hit from the ingest. Not terribly concerned about that. There's already one thing in exile, so I don't really care about the second thing. Slide Runner. Okay, Slide Runner's not the best here, so I'm okay with that being exiled. I mean, I have no choice, obviously. Oh, Rune Processor. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Oh, Touch of the Void is a sorcery. What am I thinking? That's why I can't cast it. Sometimes I am not the brightest. So we can just jump the Rune Processor for a little bit here. Which is not bad, but let's Touch of the Void that thing. I'm not sure why I thought that was instant. Super punt. That explains why I couldn't cast it in combat. We got Natural Connection and a Radiant Flames. Wow. Radiant Flames is going to be real good against us. So if I play the Firemental Mage now, then I can Blighted Cataract next turn. And it gives us an extra chumper. So now we just have chumps for days, essentially. So they are 5-color converge. Wow. You got it. And jump into... Yeah, I don't need the mana. So here I assume he's going to trade off for a Sky Spawner, which I'm okay with. Which means I also attack here. Opponent could have anything in their hand. That's what's crazy about this. Like, I have no idea. Opponent takes 4. Royal Mage's Trick. You got me. You got me. Well, that answers that question. What is in the opponent's deck? Don't feel the need yet to bring in Dispel. I mean, maybe it counters adverse conditions, it counters Royal Mage's Trick, but counters Natural Connection. Not too much else though. Like, I'm just gonna jump here. Save the life. Wow. Just wow. Well, I'm going to attack because I can't continue to chump. Opponent probably just triple blocks this. I mean, maybe I'm okay with. Maybe I should have just attacked with the Firemental Mage instead. At this point, I feel like I need to keep him off creatures. Yep. Sure. One, two, three. All right, let's just do that. And we'll just draw lands. Or draw spells, I mean. Draw spells, draw cards. I might just take the 7 from the Rune Processor here. Maybe not. No, I'm actually going to this time, I think. Yeah, I'll take my 8. Island, okay. So opponent went to cast something, which means they probably have like a counter spell. Ooh, baby. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we need one more land. Hedron Archive is pretty good. Could get countered. Spell Shrivel. Ooh, Anticipate, okay. Anticipate looking for Spell Shrivel. Opponent did not find Spell Shrivel. Opponent maybe found Spell Shrivel. Ah, they found Spell Shrivel for the Firebird. All right. Well, not much I can do about that. I guess I didn't have to cast that. Getting for my 1. Just hold back another chump blocker just in case he's got removal. And then we're really looking to draw land so we can play Stone Fury and blow up that Rune Processor. What is this thing? Opponent's deck is kind of all over the place. It's really tough. Like, there's no direction. Yep. So here I take 5. Six, 7. Oh, I guess I'm just pretty much just dead, hey? And then he ingested it. So we can blow up that thing. That's 5, and then I have 3 mana, so I think I'm just dead. So is there a reason to bring in Boiling Earth? Maybe, actually. If only, like, he can block a Mist Intruder and then we can Boiling Earth it away. I guess Boiling Earth doesn't kill our Sky Spawner. It's target creature opponent's control. Opponent did have the Rolling, or not the Rolling Thunder, the Converge red deal damage to everything. Turn Against might be okay. Dispel doesn't do anything. Maybe Wavewing Elemental coming in if he's gonna slow the game down. So we're bringing in like a Wavewing Elemental and cut the Incubator Drone for that. Boiling Earth comes in. I mean, Boiling Earth doesn't really do much. I guess it gets rid of Sky Spawner, the Unified Front. So Boiling Earth versus Tightening Coil still seems okay. Actually, maybe it doesn't. We'll hack like 1 Mist Intruder. Yeah, because he's going to have cards that'll deal with that, so just 1 less value target for him. Okay. Yep. And that's a Sneep. A Snap Keep. Mountain, and this is a perfect hand, I would say. Actually, we need a 2-drop would make it a perfect hand, but Mountain makes it just fantastic as well. Environmental Mage doesn't really do anything, but we might have to play it. So 2 more draw steps to draw land and not really be punished. Cozy Sentinel, your turn late, but we'll play our Sky Spawner. Okay, I thought he was horribly awrying it. That would have been bad. So if we draw a mountain, obviously it's the Firebird unless he holds up 3 mana, in which case I probably don't. Okay, well if he's holding up Counterspell, so we could go for the Hedron Archive, but if he's got Counterspell, then that's pretty bad. So I'm going to go for the Sentinel. I need to resolve the Archive if I'm not going to draw a land. So Natural Connections, yeah. He could have had both. Not much we can do. Opponent on perfect mana. I guess Anticipate, Natural Connection, obviously that helps with that. Ooh, and a Lumbering Falls. At least we can block that. So here, I guess we get to resolve the Hedron Archive. Just crack in for 2. I think that's what we need to do. I mean, I could be wrong. We could just Tightening Coils it, play Slide Runner. What does a Slide Runner do? Slide Runner doesn't do anything, especially if we Tightening Coils it. So this lets us actually do something next turn if we don't draw land. And we'll take our beats here, but Oracle of Dust will block that for days after that. There's all the mana. You can do whatever you want, sir. Okay. So land would be super sweet here. You are not a land, but we can Tightening Coils plus like Slide Runner, or we can just go for the Oracle of Dust. I'm gonna just go for the Oracle of Dust. Opponent on no counterspell, because I think that would have been countered. Kind of need that 4th land. Royal Spout would be super bad for us here. Five color control. I can't say that I've ever seen this deck, but I mean, when you hit your mana, it seems to be pretty good. So the opponent is definitely on some kind of counterspell. I'd really like to resolve either the Firebird or the Wavewing Elemental. What if I just Tightening Coils this thing and then play the Slide Runner? Actually, that's not bad, because then it doesn't even really block the Slide Runner that well. Yeah, let's do that. Just save some damage. I did that wrong. I should have held up two actual mana instead. Actually, here I get to attack, though. This is a free attack. We get in for 1 point of damage. Actually, no, he can't even really block it here. So actually, this is really good. We in for 3? Oh, what are we doing? Royal Mage's Trick? Oh, right, okay. Yeah. That makes sense. I totally forgot that that thing was there. So we lose this thing, we trade it for a token. Yeah, that was a mistake. Eh. I guess it makes things like outnumber a little bit worse for him, but now opponent, they have to keep up mana to play lumbering or to activate lumbering falls. So it's like 2, 3, 4, 5 mana. So that means they have 3 that they can actually play if they want to keep lumbering falls up. Land would be fantastic, I think. That's the wrong land, but we'll play it anyway. And I'm just going to attack with the house, and then play the Wavewing Elemental. And if he's got a counterspell, he's got a counterspell. Trade this off for the Slide Runner, likely. Oh wow, Royal Mage's Trick? Wow. Okay. I mean, this is pretty good. This means we get to resolve Wavewing Elemental. He's got to be running out of tricks. 5 cards in hand is kind of insane, though. Like, Salvage Drone. Okay. Trigger. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, you know what? This is awesome. Because now we can pay for Spell Shrivel. Here I'm just going to attack with the flyers, hold the Oracle of Dust back, and then we can do Fire Mantle Mage next turn for hopefully lethal. Opponents could have another adverse conditions. But actually, I'll probably just crack the Archive instead of playing Fire Mantle Mage here. Because if I play the Fire Mantle Mage pre-combat, I only get in for an extra 3. Oh my goodness. Alright, we got fogged. This is kind of crazy. So what did the opponent hold up, though? Why didn't they awaken? I guess it just makes a 2-2, which isn't that great. Opponent only has 2 cards left in hand. Lumbering Falls. Like, this is just a combat trick, right? I'm just going to take the 3. I don't think there's a way that we lose. Maybe there is. Like, maybe I should have blocked, but... That ties up so much of his mana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now we get the Fire Mantle Mage. Ooh, we could also Ruin Processor. I'm just going to Fire Mantle Mage, though. That gets in for an extra 3 damage. Second Circling Fissure would be brutal. I guess they're tapped out of white, though, so... 5, 8, 11, 13. Okay. Well, we're setting up for the win. Opponent's got 2 cards in hand. So much land. Lumbering Falls they can activate. Radiant Flames. Yep. Double Radiant Flames? So that thing has hexproof. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I'm gonna make them have a counterspell. Actually, do I just get the friggin' bird back? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know what? It's there's no card in exile. Yeah, I mean, I guess let's get back. Well, no, this because the Wavewing Elemental is still lethal, so I would rather... I'm going to cast the Ruin Processor. Because I want him to counter this. Because that takes the last card out of his hand. Counter with Awaken. Put it on the wrong one, though. Cool. I mean, if the opponent had, like, some way, like, adverse conditions or something like that, and then still activated Lumbering Falls, then I don't want to be dead on the crackback. So, I think that was the safest play. Very good games. Opponent's deck seemed, like, just insane. Like, great mana every game, but I don't know how reproducible that is. But I guess if you've got Anticipate, Natural Connections, you know, ways to draw cards, and just ways to slow the game down, then maybe it makes sense. But anyway, we will see you back for round 3, which is the finals, the 2-0 bracket of the Swiss.